Good day and welcome to today's webinar. Thank you for taking the time to jump in. My name is Fred Johnson and I will be walking you through our brand new generative AI and professional communication courses, part of our critical career skills track on the XED platform through CCI Learning. So again, thank you for your presence today. Let's jump right in. The platform is called XED, Experience Education Differently. The website is experienceed.com. Upon logging in, you will go straight to your course and you'll notice that you're going to see the name of the course here as well as any progress you have made, and boom, you can click go to course. So I'm going to start out going through at the high level the learner experience, and then I'll jump into our professional communication course, and then I'll jump into the instructor side. So first thing I want to point out is that this course was built for the modern learner. No more long tasks, no more long lectures, no more waiting till you get through 10 or 20 items before you get any feedback. Our course is created with small chunks, immediate feedback, go at your own pace, and it's built with real-world opportunities to create prompts and to learn AI. As you know, the world is moving so fast, learning is moving so fast, and our education has got to keep up. So with that said, I'm on the Generative AI Foundations course. I'll see my percent progress for the course over here at the top right, and I can jump in. There are 4 units. Each unit is broken into individual lessons, and each of these lessons is broken up into individual tasks. So the way that the tasks work is I'm going to click on Start to begin a task, and it's going to open up inside of my menu here. My study materials. Now, if I'm inside of a small screen and I don't have much screen space and I need the real estate, I can click this X to close out my navigation. I didn't delete my navigation, it's still there, and I can bring it back as needed. But if that screen space is important to you, you can slide this out of the way. Now, there are 3 different types of learning built into this. There's an ebook with a short chunk of text. Nobody wants to scroll down, and read all day. So a few paragraphs max of reading, followed by a quick deck with some flashcards where you can go through the content, and then a quick clip with a short video, 1, 2, 3 minutes of content max. This video is 1 minute, provided with subtitles for accessibility for you to learn the content. Now, these are your study materials. As a learner, you are not evaluated on this material. This is where you're learning the content. And in fact, these 3 different options here are simply different formats of the same content. So you can go through all 3 to reinforce the learning, or you can choose your preferred learning style. Also, built-in accessibility. At the top right corner of every page on XED, you'll see the immersive reader at the speaker icon. You'll click on the immersive reader, and if you've never used the immersive reader before, y'all, super important tool. So it's going to bring up the text that was on the previous page, and I can click play.
Transform media type. To design a prompt.
For the text, if I don't like the voice, I can switch from female to male. I can also increase the speed or decrease the speed.
Process whether converting text.
In addition, in the upper right, I'll see additional tools such as text preferences, where I can change the size of the text, increase or decrease the spacing, adjust the font, and then if you're dyslexic, often having that different color background can be extremely helpful for you. This is changed at the user level, so each user can set their own preferences for the immersive reader. In the upper right, you'll also see some reading preferences where you can click on align focus, as well as adjusting the language. So if English is not your first language and you would like to read or listen to the content in your native language, there are a variety of languages available here, and if you click document, we'll adjust the entire document into your language of choice, and you can read or listen to
Transformar tipo de mídia. Para
the content in your language, and you can go back and forth if you're trying to learn words from one page to the other. So this is a powerful accessibility tool that is built into all pages on XED. Now, time to learn on our AI. Each of these lessons, each of these tasks starts with these 3 study materials, and then the next tab here is a task where you will complete some sort of activity. This is going to change as you go throughout the course. You'll go from the simplicity of true, false, multiple choice questions to fill in the blank to actually at the end of each lesson going into practice exercises where you are thrown into a situation and you go through this branching scenario, and from here you'll watch a video to learn about what's
Yolanda
happening.
is a creative photographer who runs Everyday Heroes Studios, a unique business where she transforms ordinary pictures of her clients doing everyday tasks into stunning superhero-themed portraits. Using generative AI tools, Yolanda can quickly transform these photos into action-packed scenes where her clients are depicted as heroes saving the day. Her challenge is to personalize each transformation while keeping the essence of the client's original photo.
Upon completing the video, you're presented with some questions based on what you could or should do using AI based on this situation. Each unit's broken into lessons. Each lesson is broken into tasks, and then going back to my dashboard up here. Moving into Unit 3, as I work my way into the content, I get the chance to practice on my prompts. So as I click on Learn, of course, I'll go through each of these tasks. And then at the end of each lesson, so there's multiple lessons in each unit, I'll have practice exercises. And these practice exercises will give me a chance to run through everything I just learned, but in a real-world type of situation. So I'm clicking Proceed. I'm going through the video. After I complete the video that explains what I'm working on, I answer some questions based on this content. And I get immediate feedback as to whether I get it correct or incorrect. And then an instructor could set if I'm allowed to go back and retake, and if so, how many times.
Meet Samir, a trainer at AI
These
Solutions.
scenarios are going to put you in real-world situations, and you get to practice as you go. The practice questions are going to provide opportunities to reflect and answer questions based on what you've learned, as well as create prompts and get immediate feedback on your prompts. One of the great things about AI is that you can continue a conversation with AI. And here you're not just answering questions about AI, but you're creating prompts to learn how to use this and getting feedback on those prompts. At the end of each lesson, you'll have a summary that reminds you of what you learned, as well as an objective assessment and a create project. In the create project, you'll get the chance to go through and draw up plans and create additional prompts for certain situations, not just preparing you to know what AI is, but how to use it in specific situations. As you work your way through the course, you'll see your progress grow through the units, as well as in the top right for the whole course, and your progress indicators will indicate that you've finished. The last unit is on ethics and the importance of using AI in a responsible, respectful, and legal way. These are extremely important skills. Note that all of the content that you're learning in here is preparing you for the Certiport Industry Certification Exam in Generative AI Foundations. We will jump into the instructor role a little bit later, but in the instructor role, you'll be able to see where the different lessons align to the different objective domains for the industry certification exam. With that said, I want to jump back to the dashboard and take a minute to show off the professional communication course as well. This used to be referred to as CSB, and you'll see now that it's called Professional Communication as the name of the exam has changed. So I'll click here to go to course, and once again, similar layout as you saw in the Generative AI Foundations course. We've got 5 units. I can see my progress in the top right. I can see that I've finished Unit 1, Unit 2 is ongoing, and I haven't started Unit 3, 4, or 5 yet. This is going to prepare learners to be able to not just learn how to communicate, but to learn how to communicate in a professional setting. It's going to provide powerful content and then the ability to answer questions and engage based on that content. So as you can see here, once again, the unit is broken into lessons. I have completed lesson 1 where I'm learning, and I'm clicking practice. Again, when I click practice, I've got my study materials, which includes text, a quick deck for flashcards, a quick clip for a video.
Ethical
The videos
considerations.
include closed captions as needed. And then when I click on the task, it's going to take me to an activity that I'll need to complete. It could be multiple choice question, fill in the blank, drag and drop. It might be a video that I have to go through and answer questions, or an interactive activity. Completing those tasks, I'm jumping into the practice exercise, where once again I'm being put into a branching scenario, a real world setting where I've got a situation presented to me, and then I'm going to answer questions based on that situation. Now, when I answer my questions, I'm going to get immediate feedback, and if the instructor has allowed me to retake or redo the questions, I can. If not, I'm unable to. So the instructor really has the ability to personalize this course for the learners. You can see each lesson is going through a different topic. As I go through the lesson, I'll click on the different tasks that I need to complete, and I can navigate my way through the course by clicking Next or clicking on the navigation. And as I navigate through the course, once again, I'm reading the content in the ebook and or learning the content by going through the flashcards on the quick deck and or watching the video in the quick clip,
Accessible practices.
clicking on the task and answering the questions as I go, gaining immediate feedback. The show solution option can be turned off or on by instructors for individuals or entire groups. So again, this course can be extremely personalized. Now, if I'm working on the next task and I'm going through the content, I'm studying, I'm learning, I get to the task and I realize time to go, I've got to close my computer, close my laptop, I'll work on this again later, today or tomorrow. I'm going to click on this bookmark, slide back to the navigation, and then go back to my dashboard. And from here, I can click go to bookmark, and it will take me right back to where I left off. Or even from the dashboard of XED, if I have multiple courses I'm working on, I can just click on the bookmark, and once again, it will take me right back to where I left off. As I'm working my way through the course, at the end of each lesson, these are small chunks, bite-sized tasks. The end of each lesson has practice exercises and practice questions. Those practice exercises being a summation of what you learned in a scenario setting, and practice questions being in the style of a quiz at the end of each lesson that contains scenarios and questions based on those scenarios. This professional communication course is beautifully built. It's accessible, and it gives you the chance to learn in small chunks at your own pace or in a classroom setting. All right, so the next thing that I want to go through is the instructor side of XED for these courses specifically. So what I want to do is I'm in the upper right corner. If you're a learner, if you're a student, this is the only role you have. But if you are a teacher, you'll be able to flip that to the instructor role. And from here, I'm going to slide over to the left side of the screen. And on this menu, I'm going to get the option for resources. And from here, I'm going to get the option for instructor resources. And when I click on critical career skills, I'm going to see both professional communication and generative AI foundations pop up here. I'm going to focus on professional communication for this example, but what I'm going to show will apply to any course in XED. So I'll click on professional communication, and from here, I'll download a zip file with the instructor resources. And you'll notice that I have a folder for each unit, an instructor guide, course syllabus, and course overview. So to take a brief moment to go through these, the course overview for both courses is going to provide a spreadsheet that walks through a summary of the course with timings for self-study and instructor-led. It's also going to provide me an overview of each unit, going through each task with timings and the objective domain from Certiport that matches the industry certification exam. So I can match which lessons will connect to which skills are covered on the exam. I have this available for each unit, so I know exactly what's going to be covered and where it matches to the exam. In addition, I've got a course syllabus, so if I'm coming in and I'm an instructor for the course and I don't already have a syllabus, I have one that's been made here that I can use and put in my own information to specify it. I've also got an instructor guide here. The instructor guide is going to go through an overview and some delivery options as well as differentiation options that I'll go through briefly. And then within each unit, I've got a PowerPoint presentation for each lesson. So the PowerPoint isn't just for each unit, it's for each lesson within the course. I've got a PowerPoint presentation that I can present in front of a classroom, I could provide to students, or I could pull information from as needed. Also going to get a study guide and answer key. And I'll have unplugged activities here. These unplugged activities are great for those rainy days, the days the internet goes out, Wi-Fi goes out, power goes out, and you still need something to work on with your students. Those instructor resources can be found here. On our resources page, we also have a place where you can submit a ticket in the event that something is not working properly, or leave comments. If you like something in our course and you want to let us know, or there's something you would like to see, you can write a comment and our curriculum development team goes through these ideas when making updates. The group management side is where you will create and edit your groups and what your learners have access to. So when I click edit in here, I can actually come in and set the dates of the course, and I can come in and determine some personalization for my course. So a couple ways to personalize it. When I click on the pencil for my course, I can determine if there's multiple levels, which levels, and I can also customize the content. So if there are certain units and lessons that I want to make available to students without making the whole course available, I can do so. I can choose Unit 1, and then within Unit 1 I can choose specific lessons to make available if I want to keep students from going ahead. In addition to that, I can adjust the weights of different activities if I prefer certain activities to have a higher weight toward the final grade. And this is where I can come in and adjust. For those tasks, for those lessons, I can determine how many attempts my learners get, if they can see the solution, and if they can retry after checking the solution. I can also determine if they need to, if I want to require successful completion, meaning they have to get the task right before they can move on. And I'll determine if they start with study materials and then move to the task, or if they start with the task and then move to the study materials. For those practice lessons and practice exercises at the end, practice questions and practice exercises, I have those same options, as well as the opportunity to adjust points received based on getting something correct on the second try or the third try. And for those create projects, I can also determine how many attempts are available here. If I want to differentiate amongst different groups in the same classroom, I can make multiple groups within the same classroom. If I've got 25 students in a room and I've got 5 students that I want to set certain parameters for, I can do so here, and I can adjust and make different parameters for different groups. So they might be sitting in the same classroom, but certain students might have different lessons, different activities, or different amounts of attempts, and they don't know what those around them do and don't have. So the ability to personalize your content in the course is powerful, as well as your ability to make available certain pieces of the course at the appropriate time. At any time, an instructor can come into reports and look at their student progress by clicking on Group Progress and coming down and pulling a report. We have 4 different reports within XED, and I can click on the course, and I will, upon clicking on the course, I'll see a list of all my learners, what units they've gone through, what their status is, and then as I work my way from left to right within the course, I'll see more detail, and I can click on a unit and see certain lessons and who's completed those lessons, what their scores were. I can download this to Excel, and I can even run a full progress report. Note that we are LTI compliant and we integrate with Canvas as well as Gmetrics. So we're just excited to have this off the ground. We are here to support. When you have access to these courses, you have access to training as well as our support team for all of your needs. And we are thrilled to have this out and available to you. I have now taken and passed both of these exams, and it's just a really great item to add to your resume. Thanks so much for jumping in today. Don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions, comments, or concerns, and we look forward to seeing you in the next webinar.